The serpent says, oh, eat that and you'll be like God. You can eat that, can't you? That's easier than you having to listen for God every day. Yeah, just eat the fruit. That's easier than you having to ask him what he wants. Eat the fruit. Yeah, that's easier than you having to read your scriptures and study and meditate. Oh yeah, just be active and just be busy. That's easier than you seeking God and having God to examine your heart and really show you where you need to change. Yeah, just come to Bible study. That's easier than you sitting at home meditating on the word for hours until you get the revelation of God. Oh, y'all, okay, y'all don't want to pray with me today. I know this is hard teaching. But I want to break you of religion today. Because in religion, there is no power. And that's the issue that's going on in the text. I gave you all of that so you would see what's going on in this text. Why couldn't they heal this brother? Why did they not have any power? It's all because of religion. Can I show it to you? Y'all don't think it's there. Let me show you. Jesus and his 3 disciples returned from a great mountaintop experience. They find the other disciples arguing with the teachers of the law. That should have been a clue right there. Jesus shows up and questions the crowd to the reason for the arguing. The man steps forward and answers the Lord and says, I brought my son because he's been tormented by evil force. And he says a force that's robbed him of his ability to talk. This force seizes him and holds him down. It throws him to the ground. He loses control of his bodily functions. He's foaming at the mouth. His teeth, he's gnashing his teeth, and he becomes rigid. Can I teach for a moment? This situation right here is actually a teaching moment for the disciples. Now, I share with you all the time, none of the miracles that the Lord does are miracles just for miracle's sake. They always have below the surface meanings and deeper meanings. On the surface, this seems like a simple situation of demon possession and the need for deliverance. But if that is all you see, beloved, you miss the main point of the lesson. Don't get mad, because most of us did not did for a long time. What are you supposed to see is that the disciples have fallen back into using religion and ritual instead of faith. They're arguing with the teachers of the law, most likely about what method to use to free this child from his torment. Some probably say, well, maybe we ought to lay hands on him. Well, maybe we ought to spit him like Jesus spit on the guy the other day. Well, maybe we ought to just pray 3 times. Then maybe we ought to take him to the priest. Well, maybe we ought to sprinkle some holy water on him. Well, maybe we ought to put some ashes on his head. They're arguing, going back and forth. They're focusing on the method and the ritual instead of the power that comes through simple faith. They've fallen back into the trap of religion, and their religion was powerless. This boy's demon possession, check it out, is a symbol of what religion does. You don't believe me? This boy couldn't talk. Religion robs you of your ability to talk to God. It replaces real communication with God with empty activities that have no real spiritual volume. This boy, this demon represents what religion does. Oh, it's a deeper lesson. I want you to see it because, see, this is a picture also of when Moses went to the mountain. When he went onto the mountain, when he came down, what were the Israelites doing? They had built a golden calf. What happened? They were trusting in God, but because Moses had been gone for a while, they resorted back to their old ways of idolatry. What happened to these disciples? Jesus had gone onto the mountaintop to have that wonderful transfiguration experience, and instead of trusting in him, they had gone back to the old way. They have fallen back into a religion, and this religion cannot fix your problems. Look, most of our rituals make no noise in heaven. This demon has him silenced, and that's what religion does. You can make all the noise you want, but it does not translate into eternity. If you sing the songs of Zion, but you don't have really God in your heart, it hits the ceiling. It sounded good to us, but that's all it was. This demon seized him. And then that what religion does, it traps us and limits us what we can do because our activities must fit an established set of rules and religion set out by man and not by God. This is the demon of religion. Religion also throws you down because it doesn't lift you up. Religion oppresses instead of faith lifts you up. Religion is pressing you. This demon causes boy to foam at the mouth. Foaming at the mouth is always a sign of anger and hostility because that's what dogs do. Dogs foam at the mouth. What does religion do? Religion turns you into a beast, and beasts that will kill in the name of religion and are thirsty to devour. Yes, even in the Christian faith, folk have turned into beasts. In the Islamic faith, folk have turned into beasts. You go through all sorts of faith, and any time they were just practicing religion, they turned into beasts. Religion also causes this boy to gnash his teeth. In the scriptures, gnashing of teeth in the Bible is always connected to judgment and condemnation. Religion condemns instead of setting free. Beloved, this boy is a spiritual lesson of what religion does. And the cure for religion is not more rituals and formula, but faith. So Jesus responds by stating, they bring the boy, he sees him. The dad says, well, my son, he's going crazy. He's having all stuff. And Jesus says, oh, you unbelieving generation. Instead of faith, they had fallen into religion. So Jesus calls for the boy to be brought to him. When the demon sees Jesus, what happens? He falls into a convulsion. And beloved, check this out. The response of true faith by those who are trusting in religion is always a fit. Oh, y'all missed it. Watch this, watch this. Folks will have a fit when you take away their religion and show them true faith. I'm losing a lot of folk right now. The moment I tell folk Jesus was not born in December, the moment I tell them that tree ain't got nothing to do with Christ, the moment I tell them that Easter bunny is a fertility ritual, they ain't got nothing to do with the resurrection, the moment I start doing that, that's when folks start losing their mind because religion, religion, Look. The moment this demon sees Jesus, and that demon is representing religion, the moment he sees true faith, he has a fit. Folks will burn down buildings when you say that religion needs something deeper. God forbid you question their empty pagan rituals. They have masked themselves as real faith. They're only tares in wheat. God forbids you question their rituals. Their response will always result the same. They're going to have a fit. You move that sacred cow, somebody's going to get upset. This boy has a fit when he meets Jesus because he's possessed by the demon of religion. God is always trying to speak to us and show us something. Jesus asked the Father, he said, how long has he been like this? The Father responds, since he was a child. And what here you're supposed to see ever since the creation of man. Religion has caused us, has hurt us, because instead of trusting in God, we've eaten the serpent's fruit over and over and over again. And here in this text, the disciples have fallen away from trusting in God. They started arguing with the teachers of the law what was the best remedy for this man. They have begun to put their stock back into ritual, and ritual will not fix what's going on with this boy. And can I help you in the city of Richmond? The fix for our young men is not more ritual. Oh, y'all missed it. What will stop the murders is not more programs. We have churches on every corner, and it hasn't fixed it. Why? Because it's just ritual. Oh, okay. Until we move away from the rituals that have kept folk from even wanting to come in the door. Until we move away from rituals that have kept people. Look, we got so much stuff, folk can't even find Jesus anymore.